So basically, we're playing a faction and we're trying to take out the portal where they're spawning all these monsters. The monsters are going to be attacking our castle. We have to destroy the outsider, and this is the outsider that we have chosen for this game, the purple circle. The purple circle. We have to destroy the outsider before they destroy our castle. Our castle starts with 20 health. That's tracked with this marker here. You see 10, and then this is plus 10. You'll flip this over once you get down to 10 health. So that's how we have to do this. And then we have to destroy the purple circle, which has 9 health. But the purple circle is not coming out until we at least attack the first stage of the portal. Now, the portal is what is going to be bringing in our monsters. This is set up based on the player count. So there's solo, there's cooperative, and then there's a competitive mode. So it does go up to 3 players. Looking at it, I think the competitive or the cooperative mode would be pretty interesting. Focus. Yeah, I think it would be pretty interesting. Solo, it runs so smooth. So we're using the solo here. This is going to determine kind of how many cards the enemy is going to be using each round, as well as how much mana we get. So down there at the bottom left, we're getting 4 mana every single turn, and then once we deal 6 damage in the bottom right, we get to progress on to the next stage. And the destroyed effect here, reinforce 2, we'll talk about that when we get to it. And we place the outsider on the bottom, the outsider title. That is what is going to bring the outsider out. Once the outsider is out, then we can start battling them. We are going to be playing units into one of these 6 spaces. So there's 6 spaces here. Yeah, that's pretty easy to see. And so you can play here. You are going to be attacking in your lane. So if you had a enemy here, they would deal damage to each other. Or if they are not opposed, so these minions would hit my castle directly, and I would hit the portal directly if they are unopposed. The decks play very differently, and the modularity is pretty significant. So every single there are 6 castles in the game, in the base game, and the monolith base game. 2 for each of the classes. Now there is a yellow class that came in one of the mini expansions, and I have not played them. I've only played the blue and the red faction at this point. So you can choose. These are going to dictate your deck building requirements. We are playing pre-cons today, but on the back, each one of these is going to have a deck building. Each one of these has a unique ability. The one that we're playing with today, or at least first, is the Crafter's District. So it says that we can exhaust, discard an attachment from your hand, and pay its mana cost, summon a troop token with the same attack as its cost. So it's a way to kind of get units out. The red faction has a lot of attachments, and so it's a way to kind of switch those attachments into units, because sometimes you need some units. So those are going to be the different and all of the asymmetric powers you have. And then like here's the green pre-con deck, and they're going to play differently. Then you have different outsiders. So where did I put those? Here. So you can choose different outsiders. They're going to have different abilities based on what you're running, and then you choose a different. I'm not 100%. I don't recall exactly. Oh, these are hordes. Yeah. Skytear Horde. So like we're playing the Slitherers for this first round. So these are the Slitherers. You can see that by their sub name, the Pitmouth Monster Slitherer. So that's what we got going there. So that's another deck that you can sub in and out to different things. And so you can kind of see there's just a significant amount of customization that you can do for this game. Let's kind of just dive into it. So yeah, why not, right? I think that's enough of an overview. So let's jump into the actual gameplay. And again, ask questions as we're going through, because it's fun. Okay, so we're gonna shuffle up all of our decks. We start with 20 health based on our castle, and then we are just going to track damage to the portal with our tokens here. So we'll use that. At the start of the game, we're going to add 1 health to each one of these minions. Now the minions are special enemies. The minions are going to be out here. They're actually not going to be attacking us directly. they're going to be pillaging us if they are not engaged, because you can lose a different way as well. So you can lose either by reducing your castle's health to 0, or if you run out of cards in your deck. One. Sorry, Nelson just got here. Is this meant to be a solo game? Yes, it is solo. It's 1 to 3 players. So it's I think it's mainly meant to be a solo game. I think the cooperative, the 2-player version would be pretty interesting, and then there's a competitive 3-player version. But I think everyone, at least what I've seen online, the solo is kind of the best way to play the game. And yeah, I agree. I really like it. So this will be my 7th play. So we have the minions. At the end of the round, any minions that are in here or that have the pillager trait will mill cards off the top of your deck based on their attack. So let's look at one of these minions. These minions are pretty they are all the same, except cards will interact with different minions. Yeah, anytime. So each one of the cards is going to look exactly like this with a different name. So this is the Yetar minions. This is an epic monster minion. So it gets +1 attack for each health. And so right now they have 1 health. That's part of setup. And we're going to add actually a little bit more based on the outsider that we are playing. So they get 1 attack for each health on them. And then if they have 4 or more attack, they gain trample. Think overkill if you are familiar with Marvel Champions, right? So any excess damage is going to hit our castle. And then pillager, meaning that it's going to mill the top card of our deck. So we can engage those, we can attack them, and that's how we're going to try and stop the slow bleed of our mill deck. Yep. So our purple circle, I love saying that. Our purple circle right here, this is at the top of the game, or at the top, we have reinforce 3 at the start of the game. Reinforce is a keyword, and what I will say is that the rulebook has a really nice glossary of all the keywords. And so this is within reach right now. But reinforce, we're going to choose a minion with the lowest health and add a health token to it. And then each time we do that, we're going to reinforce 3. We're effectively reinforcing 1 3 times. So we're not adding 3 health. Now we're going to check because it's always to the lowest. And so now they have 2 attack, 2 health, and then 1 attack, 1 health over here. We're going to draw our opening hand. I think I've already kind of shuffled, but here we are. I draw our opening hand. It's 5 cards. It's Arkham Horror Mulligan rules. So if we don't like any of the cards, we set them aside, draw back up to 5, and then we'll shuffle in all the other cards, which is nice when this is our health. And so let's look at some of these cards. We got the Butterfly Shadow. This is a unit. You can tell it's a unit because it's called an ally. It's also got health and attack values down in the bottom. The upper left-hand corner is the cost. Now we're going to be paying that with mana, and the amount of mana that we get every single round is dictated by the portal stage. So that bottom left +4 right there. When we defeat, we're actually going to, if we defeat it once, we're going to get +6 on subsequent turns. So 3 cost ally. We can, after it moves, it gets 1 temporary defense. And then you may swap any temporary defense on a Butterfly Shadow with a temporary attack when it does fight. And so there's a couple of things that allies can do. You're playing them in lanes, and you can exhaust them to move lanes. And so like if Butterfly Shadow is here, I can exhaust it to move it to another lane. It still will attack, still will do everything. Exhaust in this game, I had to, there was one of those mental hurdles to jump over. Exhaust in this game, they're still fighting, they're still defending, they're still doing all of that. Exhaust basically is a cost that you have to pay to do a lot of the actions in the game, but not fight. So if it's here and you want to move it, you can exhaust it, move here, and then it's going to get temporary. We got Master of the Forge. This is a 4-cost ally. When we play it, you may discard a card to draw a card. Exhaust, reduce the cost of the next attachment you play this turn by 1. So there's another one of those exhaust cost. It's a 3/5. Got the Mantis Shadow. Look at the top card of the Horde deck. You may discard it. Are we getting all allies? We got a lot of allies. We got Master of the Forge again. And then we got a new card type. We're missing 2 card types actually, but this Armored Tower. So Armored towers are uh they take up unit slots. They're not units, but they would go into one of the 6 slots that you have open, and they are just abilities. Any minion here is considered undefended, but they are taking up a slot, but they're going to give you cool abilities. So this one says you can exhaust, pay 1 mana, or deal 2 damage to the castle to put 1 health on Armored Tower. Then we can exhaust, remove 1 health, deal 1 damage to up to 2 different monsters. So it's kind of like this like archery tower type thing. I really like this card. We're gonna keep that. We're going to keep let's keep Butterfly Shadows, and let's keep a Master of the Forge. So we're gonna draw 2 more cards. We got a another ally. This is a 4 cost 3/4 heroic 2. Heroic means that heroic X is whenever you have damage, you get plus X, where X is the heroic value. So if this ally is damaged, they would get 5 attack. And there's one of our attachments right there. So that is a Punisher Blade. So 2 cost gives +2 attack. Attached ally gets +2 attack and fight. This ally and a monster within 1 lane may strike each other. So you can hit diagonal lanes if you would like. These get shuffled back in. And just like that, we're kind of ready to start the game. The first thing that you do, and I do have my cheat sheets over here, with any new card game, right? You have to keep your cheat sheets close. So the first thing that you do is Horde phase, and that's what we're gonna go through. We're gonna look and we're gonna gain mana. So we're gonna get 4 mana. We're gonna hop up there. Summon cards from the Horde deck. Now we're gonna look here. Now, if you see whatever number is pointed to the north, so we got a 1, that's how many cards we're going to draw. And then after the next step is to rotate, so next turn it will be 2. So the Horde deck here, we're going to draw 1 card. It's the Pit Mouth. Play fight. There's no ally beneath the Pit Mouth. Remove the engaged ally from play and place it beneath Pit Mouth. Destroyed. Return all cards beneath Pitmouth to the leftmost empty lane. So this, they always will summon in the leftmost lane, and then we're filling up. So that's annoying because fight actions take place before you fight, and so now this thing is going to hit us. So yeah. What we could do is, because we have this Punisher Blade, we could actually drop a unit here and kind of attack across if we wanted to. That could be kind of fun. First thing though, we're gonna play an Armored Tower. Now, because we go left to right, I'm actually gonna drop the Armored Tower. You can play in any lane that you want. The hordes always come from left to right, but you can play in any open lane. We're gonna drop the Armored Tower over here. Yeah, because if we're over here, we're in trouble. We'll go ahead and yeah, I forgot to rotate. I always forget to rotate this. Hello, how's it going, Jeremiah? How you doing? Okay, so now we are in the alliance phase. We're playing alliance cards or use exhaust abilities. We can do this in any order. The exhaust abilities, we can exhaust an ally to move it. We can exhaust 2 allies to switch spaces. We can exhaust an ally to engage a minion, which pulls them out, so they won't be pillaging, but they will be attacking. I think what we want to do is we will go ahead and exhaust here. We're going to actually take 2 damage to add a health. It's effectively a counter to our Armored Tower. So next turn we can do some ping damage. I do want to be able to play the Punisher Blade. You carry mana over from round to round, and so I'm thinking if we can play a Master of the Phage, or Master of the Forge, Master of the Phage, reduce the cost of the next attachment you play by 1. And so we could use 5 mana to play the Punisher Blade on the Master of the Forge, which means that we want to keep 1 mana. We'll spend 3 to play the Butterfly Shadows. I'm going to play the Butterfly Shadows here. I don't want to take if I play it under the pit mouth, then they will deal damage. We could use the Butterfly Shadows to move over here, but they would just get taken. We could exhaust to engage one of these minions, which is what I'm going to do. I think so. This is where the risk starts to show and how you have to kind of make these decisions. One of the first things that you do before you fight is you're going to flip the top card of the deck, and it's either going to have an instant effect, think Shadow or Boost cards from Lord of the Rings Marvel Champions. It's going to have a boost effect, or it's going to give either the leftmost or the rightmost minion or monster a bonus to their attack. So with a 3/3 here, if we draw and we get the rightmost minion to get an extra attack, we do trade, which is sad. The other cool thing about this game, you only draw cards when you defeat monsters. That's the only time you'll draw cards, or a card effect. But I am going to go ahead and I'm going to engage. We're going to take the risk. Jeremiah, for a long moment, I thought I was just looking at one part of the game area. I just realized Skytear Horde is not Skytear with minis. Yeah. Yep. It's a card based battling system. Yeah. So we got we're gonna engage these minions here. Alrighty. So we will move into the treachery phase. We're gonna resolve the treachery. It is going to give these minions a +1 attack. So this sword icon on the card on the right where my thumb is, that's either going to be on the left or the right side of the card. The right side of the card for this right, left side for this left. So there we go. You resolve the combats from left to right. So the pit mouth is undefended, so they will hit our castle directly. The fight, they're not engaged, so we're fine. Okay. Any fight effects here, and then damage is done simultaneously, and so 3 damage will be done to the Butterfly Shadows, and then also damage will be done here. We can get rid of this now that we know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and you set these aside. They will go back into play. I did defeat them, so I get to draw a card. We got Boots of Flash play. We get to ready the attached ally. The attached ally gains as an action during the treachery phase, we can move this ally to a free lane. So, and then no more combat. Now we're going to move into the pillage phase. So we're going to look at the attack of everything up here. So we've got 2, 4, 5 because their attack is equal to their health. That's how many cards we're going to mill off the top of our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There's some like legendary champions in here, and I really don't want to miss those because I want them. And we'll ready everything, and we will move on to the next round. Now we are summoning 2 from the horde deck this round. That's awful. Gain mana. We're gonna get 4 to go up to 5. First card is a Spore Star. This is a monster. Distribute 3 negative, or this is when you destroy it. Distribute 3 permanent negative attack modifiers amongst allies evenly as possible. Then any ally affected with 0 or fewer attack is destroyed. I do not like that. But what we can do, because it only has 1 health, we can use our armored tower to ping it before we put any allies out there. And so we can kind of negate that effect. Then we got a spell. So this is not a monster, but this is going to have an instant effect. Drop fruit. This says we can summon a roots token. Each monster in the front line gains +1 attack. Ooh. Okay. So roots are just 0/1. And then we're going to get +1 attack. Now, the difference between the filled in and the kind of clear, the clear are temporary. They will go away at the end of the round. So now, there we go. Gross. Now it is our turn to deal with all of this. I still think that I want to. Oh, No, yeah, I still think I want to strike over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust, remove the counter here to deal damage to the store spar, distribute 3 negative amongst allies as evenly as possible. We don't have allies. Maybe a bad place to be in the game, but we're fine. We destroyed that card, so we get to draw into the Dragonfly Shadow. This is a 1-cost unit. It's a 2/1. We can exhaust to assault 1. Assault is damage directly to the tower or to the portal, and then Dragonfly Shadow gains the damage. So you can shield them and stuff like that, but yeah. And then we're gonna deal 1 damage to the roots here. The roots are probably gonna be fine, but they have taunt, meaning that they're gonna pull one of our allies, and we can't deal with that right now. These are token monsters, so we don't get to draw a card for the token monsters, sadly. Um, okay, but now we're gonna spend 4 to play Master the Forge. When we play, I may discard a card to draw a card. I'm gonna discard Boots of Flash to draw a Boots of Flash. There we go. Let's go. The best deal in the history of deals ever. And then we can exhaust, and we're going to reduce the cost of the next attachment you play this turn by 1. So we're going to spend 1 to play the Punisher Blade, which gives him +2 attack, and this ally and a monster within 1 lane may strike each other. I cannot engage, so we're just going to mill. I will say, doesn't the tower deal damage to 2 monsters? Yes, so I did the Store Spar and the Roots. So, yeah, I had 2 of them out. I could also hit one of the minions up here, but I wanted to not be taunted over here. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Oh, and don't forget to rotate this. We do get next round we are only summoning or we're summoning 0. So that's going to be our tempo time. That's our tempo time. Okay. Treachery. Okay, so we're going to get +1 attack here. So we're up to 3 attack. Left to right, this is undefended. So we're going to take 3 damage down to 14. And then we're going to resolve fight effects. This fight effect, we're going to strike this way. So we're going to take 3 damage onto our Master of the Forge, leaving him with 2. And then we're going to take out... yeah, because we have 5. That's going to draw us a card. Another armored tower. I do believe that these are two of each card, except for like the legendaries. I think armored tower, maybe. It could be. I've never had 2 of the armored towers out. That could be a fun strategy. We'll see. Okay, and then we'll go across. No more. We'll go into the pillage phase. We're gonna go 5 again. This hurts. 2, 4, 5. Oh, we got rid of one of our big guys. It's a 10 cost, which is the most mana you can have. He's an 8/8 with trample and heroic too. Villain Theory. No idea what I'm looking at, but I love the art choices. Even just the way the cards are laid out and the backs are awesome. Yeah, the art is really cool. And yeah, this game is. I think I actually do attack here now that I'm thinking about it. Smash. Yeah, the guy's flavor text, just smash. Yeah. No. Villain, I don't know when you hopped on, but I was saying like that I got this game this week and I played it 6 times yesterday. I I mean like some of the like I think my average playtime right now is 19 minutes. It's snappy. It's so quick to set up, so quick it's nice. So the fight action I did that, and then I also get to go here. So that's gonna be 5 damage onto the portal. Yeah. No, I saw there was a couple of people playing it at Con of Heroes a couple years ago, and it looked really interesting, and so I'm really happy to try it. It's a good time. It's a good time. I haven't even gotten into the deck building, but it seems like the deck building is pretty cool because you can choose like it tells you like the castle that you pick tells you what rarity and what factions you can choose of those. So you can have maximum 2 legendaries with this tower from the red faction. Um, and so like this Horde Crusher is a mythic, so it's black down here, and it uses a lot of TCG terms, but it's not a TCG. um, so okay, so we have 5 damage there. At the top of the round, we're gonna gain mana, which is 4. I need. We are also playing not on the easiest mode, but on the recommended starting difficulty. I will say that I played a couple of other ones, and I don't know if I'm just bad at the game or what, but I was having a tough time with some of these. Okay, we have a couple of options here. Okay, so I'm thinking we could drop a second armored tower out here, and we could start, just doing multiple pings. I want to, being at 14 health, I want to be a little cognizant of how much we're damaging ourselves to get the benefit here. You're great at it. We'll just call those warm-up gains. Exactly. Now we're talking. We have the our ally here with heroic. I think I'm kind of leaning towards dropping this guy because I can then pull one of these minions and then pump him up to a 5 attack, which is pretty significant. I think regardless, I'm going to play the armored tower because I want to see what happens. I just want to see what happens if we have 2 armored towers out on. We could use the 2 mana to get those, but I mean 4 damage is a lot of damage. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm Okay, so I think I'm just going to let this attack go through. So we can push into the next stage of the portal. When we do that, we're gonna get our outsider, but we're also going to get more mana each round, which is gonna be able to pump up some more stuff. If we're gonna do that, let's go ahead and get. I'm gonna go 4 to grab this guy. So he is a 3/4 heroic 2. So if he's damaged, he's a 5/4. Let's go ahead and exhaust him to grab the Zephylite minions. I also need to stop the bleeding of the mill because that's I one of my first games. I think like I went 4 games without winning. The first like one that I was like I think I'm about to win, and then like I just like milled myself. I was like, dang it, no. um, we could exhaust to engage like the minions here. The problem is that if our treachery gives them a +1 attack, we're losing our Master of the Forge, and I don't want to lose our Master of the Forge. So I think we're gonna take some damage to our tower. So we're gonna exhaust both of these. We're gonna take 2 damage each, but then next turn we have a lot of ping damage, and so actually I can flip this. We're at 10 health now. Okay. Yeah. And don't forget to rotate. I will always remember to rotate this the following phase. Okay, we would have been fine. Each alliance player discards 1 attachment from their hand. That's the treachery effect. And so we have the Boots of Faith. We'll discard the Boots of Flesh. I cannot read. The Boots of Flesh. And then we are going to resolve combat. So we got 2 damage here. No fight. We got 2, and then we're going to deal 3 back. So there we go. We get to draw a card. The Blossoming Banner attached ally gains heroic 1. So heroic values will stack. So if I attach this to someone with heroic 2 already, they would have heroic 3. An ally gains 1 temporary shield for each damage on it. Oh, dangerous. This is going to go through undefended, so we will go ahead and destroy this tower. So this flips over. Destroyed. Oh wait, nope, sorry. Destroyed. Reinforced 2. So I think it says set them aside, so I don't think we're going to reinforce this one. I think that's also worse, so Grim rule. So we'll reinforce here and then reinforce there. And then place the outsider at the bottom of the outsider pile. Now we will summon everything in the outsider pile during the horde phase after we summon from the top of the deck. And then this flips over. Now we get 6 mana every round. So that's cool. Okay. No more combat. So we're going to pillage 5 again. Make it stop. 2, 4, 5. No, we lost. We lost one of our mythic. That's it. I like this guy. He's a 7 cost, armor 2. But we can exhaust and discard cards to just deal 2 damage. And so you can hit these minions when they're like in the back row. It's, yeah. We have some cards, but we need to stop the bleeding at some point. So there we go. That's everything. So we're gonna stand up. We're going to gain 6 mana. We have so much money. And we're gonna summon 2. The Shrew Maiden. The ally on fight, the ally engaged with the Shrub Maiden gains -1 attack per minute. Then, if that ally has 0 or fewer attack, it is destroyed. And then, if it's not engaged, it'll pull, because with the taunt. The second one is another Shrub Maiden. Yikes! At least they have 0 attack. And then we will summon the monolith, or the purple circle, the epic monster. So we'll summon all the cards in the outsider pile afterwards. So I think this is kind of the one of the more straightforward outsiders to play, but I think that there are outsiders that add things to the outsider pile, and so you just like flood the field with outsiders. Yeah, dangerous. Okay, this has armor 1. That's gonna get 1 armor here, and then this is every single round it'll block 1 damage. Okay. I think. Okay. Well, we don't have any card draw. At least we can spend 2, and we'll max out next turn. Let's start out. Let's go ahead and go. Let's use this one. Let's ping here and here, and then we'll use this one, and we'll ping here and here. That's going to give us 2 cards and drop our pillage value down to 1. So Shrine. So this is another one of our towers. It gains 2 health when entering play. Then we can exhaust, remove a health, search the top 6 cards for an attachment, and draw it. Then we got another one. Alrighty. I'm a little concerned with how many towers we have. So I don't think I'm actually going to play these. Okay. We do want to start assaulting here. So I think what we're going to do, we have a 5 attack here. We have a 5 attack here as well. Let's go ahead and we have 2 health and 2 healths. Everything's kind of the same, right? Kendall, my first Spirit Island, and Night of Skytear. Nelson, you play the best and all of my favorite games. Nice, that's awesome. I'm having so much fun with this game. Nice. Do you have a favorite faction? Because I've only played the blue and the red faction so far, but I'm having a ton of fun with this. Let's go ahead and exhaust to move here. Now we have to fill this lane because the Shrub Maiden will taunt, and so we'll spend 1 to drop a Dragonfly Shadow here. we are going to spend 1 to drop a Blossoming Banner here. So we get Heroic 1. So now we are at a 6 attack. And play, an ally gains 1 um, temporary shield for every damage it has on it. 1. As per usual, I net deck. Nice. Yeah, I'm just playing precons right now. But the deck building seems super intense and super fun. Alrighty, there we go. Whew. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna boost over here. And then we're gonna resolve the attack. So right here, we'll do the monster fight. Blossoming Banner made me think of a very feminine Hulk. That's funny. Is this functionally an LCG? Yes. Yes. Yeah, functionally yet not legally, as we like to say. But yes, you're buying packs where you know exactly what packs are coming in, and exactly what cards are coming in it. So yeah. This game is fun. Had to sell it as I can't balance playing this plus Champions and other TCGs. Totally fair. There's a lot of games out there. But yeah, I'm having a ton of fun with the game. Okay, sweet. There is a DB for Skytear. I keep calling it Skytear. I've called it Skytear my entire life until I realized it's Skytear. So Skytear DB. Nice. So the fight here, we're going to get a permanent -1 attack. Okay. And then we'll deal damage. So we have 5 -1, so 4, which will kill the Shrub Maiden. We get to draw a card. Oh, the no. Ooh. So this is a 3/5. He has Heroic X, where X is the number of damage on it with Trample. Holy cow, let's go. Isn't there a new expansion for this game this year? Yes. So I think actually technically the Monolith, which is what I'm playing right now, it's a standalone expansion with updated rules. I believe that this was published in 24 when I looked at it on BGG, but also they are on crowdfunding right now for a campaign version, which has the ability to do campaigns, but also just more stuff. Okay. We'll go here. We get a -1. And then we'll deal, oh, that's a plus, -1. We'll deal 1 damage there. And then we have, jeez, we have 3, 5, 6. So the shield will take 1, 5 damage will go through. Now this has 9 health, and this is our victory condition. If we can defeat the purple circle, we win. Then nothing left. Okay. We're gonna pillage. We just pillaged 1. There we go. We'll unexhaust everything. Let no circle stand in your way, or square, or triangle. Exactly. Now we're talking. Okay. Top of the round, we're going to gain 6 money. Boom, all the way up. Now we can start using money to throw our armored towers. So, we're going to summon 1 card. We got the Pit Mouth. Uh-oh. Play fight. If there's no ally beneath Pit Mouth, remove the engaged ally from play and place it beneath Pit Mouth. So they're going to take our ally here. When we destroy, we're going to put it back, which honestly is not. Hope everyone in the chat is doing well. Yeah. I hope it's not the worst thing because we had 2 damage on him and a -1 permanent modifier. Those tokens go away. And so whenever we destroy this guy, if we destroy that guy, I guess, then we'll be fine. We're going to spend 5 to play. We'll go right here. The big boy. We're gonna exhaust, spend 1 to get a health token here. And we're going to exhaust and spend 1 to get another health token here. So next turn, we can spray some stuff. I'm okay with the pillage 1 at this point. The other option would be is I could play here. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Remember to rotate the phase after you're supposed to rotate. And here we go. We're gonna get a boost. No, we're gonna get an effect. Each alliance player discards 1 attachment from their hand. Ha, joke's on you. I just have towers. Okay. So fight. If there is no ally, there is an ally. So we will go into dealing damage. We're gonna deal 3 damage here, and then we're gonna take 1 damage, which means that now we have 4 attack because we have we have heroic X, where X is the number of damage. I like this guy. I don't think I've actually seen him before. I've always milled him away. Okay. Fight. This guy is actually going to lose a second, and then it's destroyed. Go over there. Until yesterday, all of my tokens were on the right side of me, so I keep trying to put my tokens back over here when I moved them over here. And then here, this should have refreshed. These should be gone. But we are going to attack for 5, which will be enough to take him out. And that's game. It's super quick. It's snappy. I mean, like, explaining the game, starting the stream, we're at 46 minutes. It's very quick. It feels like I saw a lot of people describe it as like a palate cleanser, like a game that you can like easily just crank through a lot of games. 100% agree with that. So that is Skytear Horde. We're gonna play another game.